What's up, my fellow operators, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make and use your very own Hasty rescue harness, affectionately known as the Halo. All right, the Halo is made of tubular nylon webbing that you can get at any climbing or backpacking store. I got this one at Eastern Mountain Sports. It's a little less than 50 cents a foot. This is 30 feet, which makes it, it was less than $15 to buy this. It comes in two widths, 11/16 inch and 1 inch. This happens to be 11/16. And you can easily store it by daisy chaining it, or also I'll show you another way of how you fold it up and store it. So you've got your tubular nylon webbing and also a carabiner. What you want is a real carabiner that's rated for climbing, not the chintzy keychain ones that the tactical sales rep handed out at the PD when he was selling you tactical crap that you, your department, don't actually need. So just make sure it's a real carabiner. This one was about $10, making all in for about 25 bucks. All right, to make the Halo, once you get your 30 feet of tubular webbing, to make the Halo loop, we're going to tie the ends of the webbing together. We're going to use a water knot. A water knot is a climbing knot. It's easy to tie, it's easy to untie, and it's very secure, making it the ideal knot. Okay, so how to tie a water knot is simply this. You make an overhand knot, just like this. And then you take your other end and you follow the path of the first knot that you just tied. Start behind. Going to follow all the way around, just like this. So they're literally back to back, flat against one another. And then you just start to cinch it up. And it looks like this. Once you have it in the right position, just tighten it. You'll be left with some ends. Now, if they end up like really long or maybe they're uneven, you can just back it out and make the adjustments as necessary. And then if you don't want these ends flapping in the breeze, you can simply just tape them flat or put a couple stitches in them if you want, but tape is probably the easiest because then you can always undo it later if you need to. And that is how you tie a water knot. All right, the first option for moving a patient is just a slip knot and drag. This is the fastest to apply, but most uncomfortable for the patient and can be only used for a very short distance, just like a matter of feet. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the casualty to his back, sit him up, and support him with your knee. We're going to pass the webbing around his chest, but under his arms, and then connect it at the center of his back with a carabiner. You can perform a one-man drag by wrapping the excess around your waist, or a two-man drag by each taking an end of the line. Slight variation will be to take the line that runs across the chest, lift it up, slip it behind his head before performing the drag. This will relieve some of the pressure off the patient's chest. All right, the other option is to use this as the name intends, just like a Halo. You're going to cast it out around the patient like a net so that it encircles their body. You're going to take the top part, pull it under their head, take the bottom part, pull it under their feet, and the sides, and make sure they go under the arms. Slip your hands through the loop at the feet, reach out to the sides, grab the straps on the sides, and then slowly slide it upward and cinch it towards the head and tighten. This will create a harness shape on the patient and will give you the ability to lift and drag them. If you have to go for a longer distance or you need to actually raise or lower the patient, you take the strap that's across the chest and slide it behind their head. And this will prevent the patient from tipping upside down or from slipping out. All right, the next option is a double figure 8 litter. You're going to move the casualty onto their side in the recovery position and then lay the Halo next to them and then cross the center of the Halo over itself. When you look down at it, you should be looking at a double figure 8. Once you have that, lay the casualty on their back on top of the halo and make adjustments as necessary to even out both sides, so you have 3 handles on each side of the patient. This will allow for either a 4 or 6 man carry simply by whichever handles you decide to grab. You can also use a carabiner to connect the center of the halo. That will eliminate those center handles. Also, just be careful that you aim for the hips of the patient. You don't want to get up on like the soft tissues where it'll be pinching and very uncomfortable. You also want to watch out for the patient's tenders. You don't want to get those bound up. So just make sure that the halo goes across the hips. This is the most comfortable use of the halo for the patient. Just understand that it is the longest to apply. So if you're under threat of fire, gunfire, or there's exigent circumstances, this may not be the best option at that time. The other options for this are you can roll the patient onto their stomach and carry them in that fashion, or also on their side in the recovery position. This will support their entire body weight, allowing you to go the furthest distance and will be the most comfortable for the casualty. All right, just a little bit of a tactical disclaimer. So the Hasty rescue harness is really intended for times when traditional ways of moving an injured person are not available. Because you always want to be able to support the head and neck with a collar, have them strapped into a backboard, a litter, a gurney, the Stokes basket. But when those aren't available, or time's of the essence, or you're under fire, or something exigent is happening, that's where the Hasty rescue harness comes in. You never want to bypass traditional methods of moving someone that are safer and that the patient will be more stable. But again, there are times when you may have to move somebody, and so this device will make it easier to move them out of harm's way into a safer location where they can be treated and evaluated out of harm's way. All right, a couple options for carrying it. First is the daisy chain. If you don't have a daisy chain, it's simply just making a slip knot over and over again. So you're gonna pass the webbing over itself and then pull it through the back like this, and you'll end up with a loop. And just repeat, loop, pull the back through, loop, pull the back through, and you're just going to repeat this over and over until the entire length is daisy chain. Okay, when you get to the end, like there, you run out of line, just leave them, place them together, you take a carabiner and you connect it. And now you have daisy chained nylon webbing. And to undo it, you just take your biner off and pull. And it comes undone all by itself, just like that. All right, so once the daisy chain is complete and you've got the ends connected with your carabiner, you can simply drop it into a dump pouch, put it in a cargo pocket, or if you know you're going to make a rescue, you can just sling it over your shoulder, and then you've got hands free, move right up to the point of contact and rescue that injured person. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you found that helpful. If you did, make sure you like this video, share it with somebody who you might think would benefit from it as well, and subscribe to my channel. Join my family of operators, and that way you'll get notified when a new video drops. You can also find us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, where we release free content every single week. Until next time. Of tubular nylon webbing that's connected. That doesn't make sense. Nope, 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 nope. Just a simple device that makes it easier to move a person from one place to another. Why are you laughing at me?
Stop it.
Okay, that's good. Shane, are you okay? Come on.
You want me to do that again?
Yeah, do it again. Okay, ready, gentle, gentle. Okay, good job.